The full extent of the devastation revealed. From the sky, complete obliteration. But beneath the rubble, signs of hope. This man rescued after being trapped for 16 hours. Rescuers worked into the night to find more survivors as fresh vision emerged of the moment of impact. This woman about to give birth when it hit. An hour and a half later, George arrived. Today, authorities moved to find answers. Port officials placed under house arrest as this photo was shared online, showing bags of ammonium nitrate stacked on top of each other, reportedly in a warehouse that had little ventilation and lacked security.
The investigation must be a priority, and the results have to come out fast.
But the government too may be to blame. Senior ministers were warned about the risk but did nothing. Now Lebanon is in dire straits.
It's an economic crisis, a financial crisis, a political crisis, a health crisis, and now this horrible explosion.
Before the blast, half of the population already lived on or below the poverty line. Its currency had collapsed, and the nation was on the brink of famine as it battled its worst economic crisis in history.
The Lebanese have found it more and more difficult to buy food and to buy goods.
Now, thanks to the destruction of the country's biggest port and its main grain supply held in these silos, the nation is barely hanging on.
There is no future anymore in Lebanon. If there is a boat now, we will take the boat and leave Lebanon. Khalas. Lebanon, you cannot stay here.
But many are staying, weathering another cruel blow as they fight to pick up the pieces and rise yet again from the ruins.
Incredibly moving. Well, Owen Holdaway is a foreign correspondent who lives in Beirut, and he joins us now from his apartment. Owen, can you tell us what's the feeling there today and how the people of Lebanon holding up?
I think very much in a sort of shell shock at the moment. I think the issue is that they're just coming to terms with the sheer devastation. I mean, as you've probably seen on the videos of the explosion, it was horrific. It was a borderline, Hiroshima-style explosion, and it decimated vast swathes. I mean, my apartment was completely trashed. I know everyone else's in the local area has been completely destroyed. On top of that, I think there was a lockdown, so a lot of people were already in their apartment at the same time. So there's likely the death toll is likely to rise as people, more and more bodies are recovered from the rubble.
Oh, and as we heard in the package, there were warnings about this ammonium nitrate that were ignored. Are people angry about that?
Yeah, very much so. I think there's a general feeling of almost hatred towards the government, and the fact that they allowed this to happen. There was not much confidence in the government even prior, but I think this has just magnified it. The person I spoke to on the street yesterday, she was adamant that the international community does not give any money to this government and give it directly to NGOs and the Red Cross in particular, who are dealing with the aftermath. Because there is a serious lack of faith in this government to actually implement reforms, potentially prosecute those responsible.
And then there's the immediate health crisis. I think 3 hospitals were destroyed in the blast. You, like us, are in the middle of a pandemic, so I imagine those hospitals were already really stretched because of COVID-19. Where are all the injured people from this blast going now?
Well, the hospital that I was reporting from, J. Towie Hospital, was basically completely overwhelmed. They were turning away people, basically saying, literally, if you're not on death's doors, we cannot treat you. There was a massive spike in cases just prior to this explosion, and the hospital system was very much overwhelmed. And additionally to that, there's the problem of the economy and the fact that this was putting increasing pressure on the healthcare system and the healthcare workers. So, this has just really, really decimated the Lebanese healthcare system.
You mentioned the economy there. Probably the best snapshot is that the currency, the lira, has depreciated 80%, which is mind-blowing when you think about it. Can you see any way that Lebanon can recover from this?
I suppose the only silver lining that at the moment I can see is that on a civic and a community level, people really are pulling together. Lebanese people, they have a great community spirit, although on a political level, they are very much the only word I can really think of is depressed at the moment, or in a serious lack of apathy, or feeling that the government can do something. But on a local civic level and a family amongst friends, the Lebanese people are really pulled together. So I think on that level they will get through this eventually. But it's a very dark time for the Lebanese people and the people of Beirut in particular.
Owen, we're sending all our love and strength. Thanks so much for your time.
No worries, no worries.